This is a Best Syndication video production. On October 9, 2007, the Snowline School District of Pinon Hills, Phelan, and Wrightwood held a meeting where the opt-out form for military recruiting was discussed. By law, high schools are required to provide military recruiters with personal information about their students. The only way to prevent this disclosure is for parents or guardians to fill out and sign an opt-out form. There was some confusion regarding a conflict between the opt-out clause in the No Child Left Behind Act and the State Education Code of California. The school board discussed the confusion with local residents. This is a portion of that meeting.
It's not all clear how the parents are going to be informed that they have this opportunity that you will send, to instruct you to send transcripts and so forth to the universities. How will they get this information?
Once the new opt-out form is done.
It's not on the opt-out form at all.
On the new one.
It's not.
Okay,
Exactly.
we will notify, I'll have the high schools send things home to parents, notifying them that if they've opted out, they can now come and ask for, when we get the forms back, we'll take those 900 people and we'll send out and say, now that you've opted out for all directory information, if you would like, if you choose to have your students' directory information sent to a university, you need to come into the school and request it.
So the answer is it will be done to those people that have responded initially. We'll send another letter identifying those people who had originally identified themselves as Mrs. McAfee said, the 900.
And you teach writing so it will be in clear language.
We're going to do that. Well, we're going to have to let the educators write it, ma'am, but other than that, that's the best we can do. But we will certainly try to make it legible and understandable. Yes, go ahead. Yes.
Are you saying, Mr. Nolan, that the new form will not have a statement at the bottom saying if you wish information released, you need to come in and sign a individual waiver, or you're going to send a addendum letter?
We'll revise the letter, say on the form, I didn't know it hadn't gone out, that if you choose to opt out, if you return this and choose to opt out, that you can come in and individually ask the school to send directory information to those organizations that you as a parent identify.
Hopefully that will, I hope that addresses at least as best we can until maybe this is something that can be changed at the county level, at the state level, and I appreciate your battle, and you'll certainly get our support.
Has some important information.
Mr. Ehrman.
Yes, Mr. Patterson, good to see you. Mr. Nolan, and board members, it's good to see you all. I have, as you probably know, 2 children in the 8th grade at Heritage. One of them is here tonight. One is practicing volleyball at Phelan School. And in the 8th grade, they study government and the Constitution and rights and all of that. So it's a great lesson for my son, seeing all this in action, I think. Privacy to me is a very important right. And it's people who get information about me, my name, my address, my phone number. I want some control over it. I want some control over who that information for my children goes to. And I think the problem that we're stuck on right now is that the ed code that you're referring to, that is kind of the legal foundation for this blanket opt-out, was not the law, that requires you to provide the information to the military. That's No Child Left Behind. That's Section 9528 of No Child Left Behind. And in that Section 9528, where they require that you give that information, they also require you to tell parents they can opt out of that. And you have to follow that and provide that. So I was curious to see what other school districts do. And Michael, you asked the right question. Good idea. And so I went online this afternoon thinking, oh, I'm going to go to the meeting tonight and I'll see what other school districts do. Now, I found a whole lot of forums. And the ones that I found, and I want to just spin through them and give you the names and I'll give them to you, are not the forums from the American Civil Liberties Union. They're not the forums from the American Friends Service Committee, the Quakers, or any other religious group. These are all forums from the school districts themselves, from the school district websites. I have San Diego City Schools, Santa Clara Schools, Los Angeles Unified, Moscow, Idaho, Helena, Montana. Now, in this one, they separate military and education. Most of them don't. They just have, I want my child opt out of the military obligation of the No Child Left Behind Act. Helena, Montana says, check here. Military recruiting, check here if you want the educational information, opt out. Rochester, Minnesota. Brecksville, Broadview Heights High School in Blockville, Ohio. Miami-Dade County in Florida. This one I can't say exactly, but I think it's called Snoqualmie Valley in Washington, the state of Washington. Snoqualmie Valley, Mount Sinai High School.
I lived up there.
You did? All right, good. Bonnie Lake High School in Bonnie Lake, Washington. Centerville High School, Centerville, Ohio. Fairfax County, Virginia Public Schools. Washburn Unified School District, Topeka, Kansas. Salon Community School District in Salon, Ohio. Chapel Hill, North Carolina. Tucson, Arizona. A school in the suburbs of Tucson, Arizona. The Catalina Foothill High School. The entire state of Hawaii Department of Education. Ann Arbor, Michigan. Well, that's like Berkeley, you might expect it there. Durham, North Carolina, maybe also there. And Kansas City, though, Kansas City, Kansas, and Linwood, Washington, these are all referring to No Child Left Behind, Section 9528, and their obligation to provide this form to the school, to the parents of the children in the school, and their right to send this back. There's nothing here about a blanket opt-out of not just the military, but also schools and employers. There's no mention in any of these, of any of that. It's all simply the military, because of No Child Left Behind and Section 9528. And as I said, there's one or two that include a check mark for here for the military, and also check if you want the other ones, employers and schools. And maybe they felt that there was some discrimination there, so that's how they covered themselves, was to make it a little checkbox. And so I will leave these with you.
So, Michael, the two for California, which are the ones that concern us most because of California Ed Code?
You got San Diego
You got
City
San Diego
Schools,
and LA?
and LA Unified, you know, and Santa Clara. And I know that Santa Cruz also has it, and I know that Berkeley does, but I didn't even bother to include that.
Just let me say one thing. Snowline had it too.
Yes, and I want to congratulate you.
Until.
I know you did.
Until
Yes.
I was notified by an impending issue, researched it and said,
Okay.
we were wrong.
So I hope that this will give you
Okay.
some ammunition, because I do want to recognize Mr. Golden's going along with that in a very public and a very honorable way. And I thought it was courageous, I'll tell you the truth. I thought it was courageous. And I hope that this will give you some other tools to go along with in terms of other school districts, and especially those in California. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay. We're going to leave after this public comment, so
No
we'll
problem, no problem.
just didn't want you to
I
feel
thought-
like
I thought you wanted your son to see the entire process.
This has been a Best Syndication video production.